Well, hello there. Welcome to the first ever Minister of Board Games Plays. Today, for my first ever video of this nature, of course. You know, I've been in wedding videos, things like that. I will be playing Rimworld, which is a colony simulator. Basically, you play survival, people who've survived a crash landing on a strange planet. I'm going to do Crash Landed, which is the classic. You can also do an option where there's only one survivor, and you've got an option where there's 5 survivors. But I think for the first video, I'm going to go classic. I'm going to take. You have a storyteller that you can pick between classic, who's just basically sees how you're getting on, makes it harder if you're doing well, and makes it easier if you're doing badly. Phoebe takes it easy and then does terrible things to you. And Randy is just random and a bit crazy. But I'm going to go for the classic. But I am going to go on rough, I think. It's a rough planet. Threats can be quite dangerous. Not recommended until you've got some experience with the game. It's either that or some challenge. I think I'm going to go rough. I have played a little bit. But I figure to keep it entertaining for you, it'd be better if things are a bit harder. So I'm going to put the seed as minister. You can do the same if you want. Don't know what that'll do. Right, we're generating the world. So first thing we've got to do is pick where we're going to crash land. What I should have done was made it so that I was timing to see how long the episode is running. I didn't start doing that, but I think I'm going to now. So just bear with me. Go away. Go away, phone. My phone is doing lots of strange things. Not very helpful. Right, so let's start the timer. So you just got an extra maybe minute, 2 minutes, because I failed to start the timer. Right, so in this area, you've got different climate types. So you've got tundra, which I would imagine would be terribly hard. This here is someone else's base camp, I believe. There's a red mark there. Let's scroll up there. Can I have a look? Yeah, so, yeah, there you go. There's the Tyranny team. Ooh, they're going to be nasty. Pirate band. Right. I think for the first episode, of the first recording, I'm going to go for temperate forest mountains. So it's like basically as easy as you can get, I think. The average temperature in the winter is not horrific. The average temperature in the summer is not horrific. You know, I'm tempted to go on the coast. Oh, that's a bit colder in the winter there. Oh, that's a bit colder. Oh, it's actually very... Oh, I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go right there. Maybe in future videos I'll do something a bit more hardcore. But so these are your characters. So there was a sickly child who became an architect. Good at construction, medicine, which is good. Artistic, research. That's a pretty good character. Incapable of dumb labour is painful. That's good. Naturally upbeat and got good heat tolerance. Very wants to be very social but isn't. So we'll have a look at whether we're going to stick with that person. Oh, look at that for a builder. My goodness, look at the things they can't do. So they won't do intellectual, caring, social, scary, cooking or firefighting. So basically they shoot and they build. And they don't do anything else. They've got bloodlust, so they get happy when they kill things. But they're twice as likely to start fights, and they're very neurotic, which means they'll go quickly, but they like to have a mental break. So that's interesting. A test subject who became a construction engineer. That could be interesting. JP. What's JP? A scientist, so good research. Right, I don't think I can have 2 characters who won't firefight. I'm okay with the person who won't do dumb labour, as long as they're not, as long as they're the only person who won't do dumb labour. It does mean that the construction could be a bit silly, because I think an architect and a builder and a scientist would be good, but I just can't do the firefighting, so I'm going to have to randomise JP, I'm afraid. Don't want anyone with an addiction. That is a test subject who's pretty. Interesting. Incapable of caring. I don't want a colony of people who just are uncaring psychopaths, even if they're civil servants. A nudist. Chemical interest, no. So what am I looking for here? We got builder. Probably growing. I don't really have any growing. There's a miner. Not bad at growing. Great at mining. Slow. Teetotaler. Abrasive. Rude. Okay. Don't think so. So you can just keep randomising this and... Oh, look at that! Social skill! Ah, if only they could grow. I love that social skill though. That would have been amazing. Hand-to-hand combat. Good with animals. Terrible at construction, no research. I don't think I could go into it with that because my growing skill would be terrible. Like the architect would be the only one that could grow. I'm tempted though. That's actually her son. So the councillor and the builder. I'm tempted to just roll with it. I mean, yeah, who needs food? Come on, what's the worst that can happen? Now, bear in mind, if I just do terribly and I crash and burn, I'm just going to start another colony. I'm not going to do any like saving and going back because I don't really see the point. I think like these sort of games are about exploration and seeing what happens, and like you might grow attached to the characters, and I will name the characters. What I'll probably do is name them in between episodes, because else you're going to hear me going a lot as I try and think of names. So I'm going to go with Shepherd, MB, and Neardorf. Interesting names. The three of you wake up in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. That's probably not the most pleasant experience they've been through. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later you land on an unknown Rimworld. As pieces shred off your starship fall around you, you start to make plans to survive. Right, so remember, I've never done videos like this before, so if it's terrible, just bear with me. Just don't pick on me. Right? There's loads of steel just hanging around. You have to select it and then tell them they can pick it up. So just for now, before I do anything else, I'm just going to find the things that are already around, because it makes it easier if you actually have stuff, like medicine. I don't want to draft her. So for now, let's just make it so that everyone can pick up stuff. So I will start with just by being quite slow and work out what I'm going to do, because the worst thing you can do is make a terrible decision early, in my experience. I should probably have a quick drink of water, because this annoying cough is terrible. Right, drink of water. Right, so the first thing we need to do then is work out where we're going to have our base camp. These things, these little holes here are what they call geysers. They basically pump out warm air. They're quite good to like build your structures around, just to keep you warm. I thought that was going to be a nice little enclosure there. What we need is a defendable area. See, the problem is with that, because that's tempting, but then you're right next to the map, so people could just turn up right on top of you. These things, they're terrible. They explode when they die. That is just massive, and I don't want it going anywhere near me. Buffalo, again, similar. Oh, well. So there's a... It could be this area, maybe, with like using this, and maybe a little path through here. I feel like that's a reasonably defendable area. There's some steel there, which is quite important. I think maybe this area would be a good starting place, because there's only one way in, well, two ways in and out. But then these buildings are already here. Should we just use these buildings? What have we got here? What's this made out of? Metal tiles? I feel like that's a kitchen just in waiting. And then maybe we'll have that as the sleeping quarters. So let's just not bother defending. What's the worst that can happen? We'll sort of build around this area. Have that as a kitchen. Over there. Right, so with that in mind, we've got plenty of options to have wood. So let's start off by putting a door. So, or let's do a building zone first. So we want to build. What we're going to build out of wood. We're going to build out of wood to start with. We want a storage area. Ultimately, well, not ultimately, but just quite early on, we're going to want a storage area for our stuff, and we're going to want a refrigerator. Now, it makes sense to have the refrigerator on this side, nearer the cooking area. But for now, we're going to go like that. This is going to be our stockpile, basically. So give orders to harvest all of this. Harvest strong one. Chop wood. Let's just chop these down, get these out of the building. Cut these plants. Get all that done. Right, so that's going to be our stockpile. So, what's a dumping stockpile zone? Dumping stockpile zone. Where they can put junk. Well, we're not going to collect any junk. Why would we want junk? Right. So to start with, this is not going to contain food. It's going to contain manufactured raw resources, items, weapons, apparel, not corpses. But yes, chunks. Right, so that's going to be... Or basically, that's going to be what are we going to call it? Let's call it the stock room. This is the first stock room, and I think we'll get them working on that so they can start hauling stuff to the stock room before they bugger off. Yes, we know that. It just said that columnists, no, they're not columnists, they're people that work on newspapers. Colonists need beds and hunters need rifles. Right, so who is our best shooter? Probably him. So we'll give him the rifle. Your melee. Melee, where's the knife? Did I see it up here? Did I? There is it, there's the gun. So, Shepherd. You're terrible shooting, but you do enjoy it, so you can have the pistol. Where is your knife? I don't know. Definitely want components. Where's the knife? Can anyone see the knife? I imagine you're all screaming at your screens at the moment, because everyone in the world will be able to see it apart from me. It should be nearby. There it is. Right, so you are the hand-to-hand combat. You can have the knife. Now, was one of them not capable of... she not capable of dumb labour? Right, so she's not gonna basically do any hauling of any kind, so she can start work on the building. Everyone else can start work on getting the stuff up there. What's that? Steel. So this is going to be our new home. We probably want to put a door in and some beds. So one of the problems can be is if you... We'll put 2 doors in just because it seems appropriate. One of the problems can be if you like overstretch, and by that I mean you basically do give them too many orders at one time. And it doesn't stop them doing anything, it's just that you're desperate for them to get on with something and they just don't. So I don't think, like, what have we got? Slate wall. I think we want to make this into a proper building, but we're probably not important right now, but... overhead mountain slate tile. Is that... So that's presumably not got a roof on it at the moment. But they're getting on with that stockpile, which should be good. This can be the kitchen. Oh, grow zones. Right, let's just pause on it. Oh, I suppose they can carry on. Right, we need grow zones. So basically we need... like this area or something for like actually growing plants. Now, one of the problems we've got, one of the many problems I suspect, is that we haven't got anyone that's actually good at growing. So that'll be one grow zone. Go for another littler grow zone. Now, what we don't want to do is run out of food. So we're going to go for a big grow zone, which would be potatoes. Go for the second biggest grow zone can be... I don't even think we've got the ability to do strawberries, so go corn. And cotton's good for making clothes. I'm not convinced, but I'm going for it. Right. So we'll make some cotton so we can make clothes. Do we have a pet? We normally start with a pet. Is that our pet? Ooh! Get them training the pet. You can train the pet to different things, but the best one is haul. If they actually train it to haul, it will move stuff around for us, which is incredibly useful. So we're going to get beds. They're already building the beds. Structure. I'll put a door on here. We're going to need to start thinking about food at some point. I think we'll have like the larder here. Should we demolish this bit? I want it to be pretty, which is a problem because that's not the aim of the game particularly. I think for now we'll just go for having a fridge. It's difficult because where you want the fridge, ideally you want it somewhere so you can pump the warm air into a building. So having it here would be good, maybe, but then that's quite far away from the kitchen, so there's going to be lots of going backwards and forwards. And in fact, I've put the storage area not near there. So let's do it over here, I think. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a larder, which will be built on the end of here. And this is good. We want this quite big, although it's going to use up a lot of wood. We can always make more wood. So that's going to be the larder. Oh, probably needs a door. Put the door next to there. So ultimately that will become the larder. I'm not going to bother looking at their detailed work instructions for the moment, but I will have to soon. So that's going to be... Once we've got the larder going... Oh, we need power. So what we're going to have, a solar generator. Where are we going to put it? Here? Here. I'll have a solar generator there. I hope that's not in shadow, that would be a bit tedious, wouldn't it? And we probably need a wind turbine. Wind turbine there. And then I think we'll have this area as a place where we're going to have a couple of batteries probably. So, what do I want? A structure. I want a wall. Wood is not an amazing thing to build things out of because obviously it's flammable, etc. But for now... Right, what's everyone doing? Let's have a look at what everyone's doing. Shepherd, what are you doing? Hauling stuff. Good work. I didn't think you were capable of dumb labour. You're not capable of dumb labour, but you will haul. That's brilliant. So you won't build anything. Is that you won't build anything? You're good at construction. What's dumb labour then? Like crafting, maybe. Let's have a look at the work. So this is how you give basic instructions. Well, we want to do manual priorities. So Shepherd really wants to be good at wardening, but isn't. Oh, she's just amazing. The counsellor is amazing at wardening, so that'll be her first job. Have we got a doctor? Got anyone that's good at doctoring? Oh yeah, the architect's good at doctoring. So that'll be basically if you put it at 1, that's their priority. So if I've got someone sick, I want the architect to deal with them before they do anything else. So what won't she do? Plant cut. It says she won't haul, but she seems to be Oh, maybe she's grabbing things to build something. Let's see. Yeah, so she's building something. So she won't grab it and take it somewhere, but she will build something. You are cutting tree oak, so good. They're clearing out those trees. Probably want to have the rest of these chopped down. Marble chunk. Oh, be nice. Have a little marble something. So we'll haul those. Right, we've got a kitchen going. We probably need to start thinking about cooking and hunting in a minute, but I want the refrigerator up and running before I do that. And the power would be good as well. So we'll build a battery. So we should be able to have a couple of batteries in here. I think we'll put there. There's probably way too many batteries, so I'm going to have to think about getting steel. Where am I going to get steel? More marble chunks. Just when you think you haven't got enough marble. Right. There's steel here. There's steel there. What are they doing? Building wind turbine, that's good. Was there anything else left lying around? I don't know why they're just left there. What are you doing? Wandering? Well, I'm not sure I want you wandering. Let's have a look at your work. Oh, right. Oh my god, we've only got one firefighter. What a terrible idea. That's not good. Always be patient. Bed rest. Yeah, I think bed rest is quite important. I just can't believe that I've only got one person as a firefighter. That's really quite bad news. Don't want you doing that 'cause you're terrible at it. Handling is dealing with animals. So the counsellor could be training animals right now. Why are you not training animals right now? Why are you wandering? Where's our dog? Train our dog. What else can you do? Hang on, before I get you training a dog, is there anything else you're good at? Not good at hunting. Not good at construction. Not good at repair. Not good at growing. Who's our grower? You are. What else are you? You're not our main builder, so that's good. Let's get you on growing. Mining. You can do a bit of mining. Well, get some mining done then. Art. God, what? So basically, you're good at talking, and that's about it. Is that what you're telling me? Well, you can definitely get onto the mining. Where did I say the? That's compacted steel. There's our storage area over there. So is there any compacted steel over here? That's compacted machinery. What's that? Granite. How long have I been recording for? I'm aware that nothing significantly interesting has happened so far, but I'm okay with that for the minute. I really want to get some... What's this? Compacted steel. Oh great, so you're telling me that... Oh okay, well that's not the end of the world. Let's mine this compacted steel. And let's mine this compacted steel. So what are you doing? Digging at compacted steel. What are you doing? Hauling components to the wind turbine. And you are harvesting a poplar tree. And then I think have we got... Who's our cook? One person. Oh my god. Oh my god. We've got one person who can cook and they're terrible at it. I might not have looked at that. I'm not gonna lie. That could be a reasonably big problem. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. Production. So we want... I wonder whether I should invest in the... I wonder whether I should invest in doing the paste dispenser. Synthesize nutrient paste from organic feedstock. It consumes less ingredients and time than any other meal production method. Nobody likes eating nutrient paste. That's raw food, but not rough plant matter like hay. But I wonder whether I think I might have to do that. You know, like just based on the fact that I don't have any cooks. If I do that, I don't really know how this works. I'm putting like 2 hoppers. I don't know how that works. I've never used one of these before. I played this a little bit. I don't know how any of that works. Right, they're all asleep now, so let's just speed up time. So we're gonna go full speed. We have power. Does this need power? That didn't help. Does this need power? Don't know whether it does. The fridge will need power though. We need to get the batteries hooked up. Power conduit. What we'll do is we'll go down there like that. And we'll go across there like that. That. And then we'll have cooler. You know, this is what I was talking about before. I probably shouldn't put this in at the moment because it's not imperative. But for now, yep, need batteries. That's okay. I've got batteries on the go. We've got compacted steel being dug out at the moment. We're gonna have to cut that out because that's sweet. How's it going over here? We've got our beds. We've got our storage area that needs all chopping down. We haven't got a floor or anything in there at the moment, but that's okay because not really going to be anything in there for the minute. So we want a stockpile zone. And this is going to be the freezer. Because at the moment, food doesn't really need freezing, but it will soon. So we don't want anything rotten in there. We want all forms of food. We want plant matter, but none of the other raw resources. I think that's right. We don't want any items, weapons, or apparel. We don't want any chunks. We do want animal corpses. We definitely don't want human corpses. We want animal corpses. Right, so now, anything of those nature will go in here. What's going on here? Oh, they're building that, okay. The batteries are built. That's good. Maybe put a door there, actually. Let's pop a door down. That's not the right place, is it? Structure. Door. Put a door in there so you can get to the batteries both ways in case of fire, etc. Might as well carry on mining this. Is that happening? But it's not doing anything at the moment. What are you telling me? Do we have any power conduit for it? No. Useful. I'll have that go down there and that way. That's probably on now. Right, so we want that at target temperature -8. Right, now, that, when it's roofed, which it should be in a minute, we'll get cold. No, we would do it. Oh, that does need power, okay. Got power at the moment. Power. Has got power from the batteries. That's going to dispense paste. What do these do then? I've not seen these before. I don't think I want to allow rotten. Why am I allowing all meat apart from human meat? That's fair. Vegetarian, fruits and rice and potatoes, animal products. I don't think I want to put fertilised eggs in there. Insect jelly. I've got to get me some insect jelly or something. We need a pet's bed. Put a pet's bed in here. Everyone's gone back to sleep, can it? Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous? No. Oh, I might put a couple of graves in actually. Inevitably we'll need them. I'll put them there. I want to put them there, we'll put them up here, I think. Hopefully, if all goes well, they won't be our graves. That increases work speed. Yeah, that's not important at the moment. Yep, we need defences. This is correct. We do need defences. Where would we want to defend? Maybe we'll put some defences sort of here. Here. Let's put a little. Right. And just so we can basically sit in there if people come from either direction. Right, have we got power coming into the batteries now? Why are the batteries not filling up? Why is there no wind? What's going on with this? Power output is 0. Blocked by oak tree. Dubious. Right, okay. Well, that we can deal with. We can cut all of this wood. And that. Right, we need people to get on this. What are you doing? Why are you doing nothing? Can't do plant cutting? We'll train the dog then. No usable food. Right, okay. Well, let's hunt some stuff then. Can you hunt? Kill those things? Right, shepherd. Yeah, okay. Right, you need to start... Oh, you're hunting the hare, okay, well, that's fair enough. Do we need a butcher's table? Is it raining? I really hope the roof's... Oh, that's indoors, good. Woo! Let's get a butcher's table. Oh, there's my time. So we're going to build a butcher's table in here. Which will make it dirty, but, you know, what are you going to do? Butcher's table... There. And I'm gonna say that's the end of our first video. So, like I say, bear with me. This is the first time I've ever tried doing anything like this. I do like talking. I do like video games, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But hopefully, join me next time, and we'll have that butcher's table in place. We'll start training our dog to do our work for us because everyone else is rubbish, and we will get this counsellor doing something.